Howdy. Well, as you can see, I'm back in my car for today's off-the-cuff video. I had all day yesterday off, so outside of going out to sit in the sun and record yesterday's off-the-cuff video, I didn't get up. I pretty much stayed in bed all day and just recovered. And I think that actually hurt me in the long run, which I will discuss towards the end of the video. But today, I just have a thought. I've not put any research into it. It's not something that I've actively tried yet, but it's a thought and something that I'm going to put into practice probably starting tomorrow. And the thought is your day is just a reflection of how you wake up. If you wake up in a bad mood, you're going to have a bad day. If you wake up in a good mood, you're going to have a good day. If you wake up dragging your feet, you're probably going to be late for work, late for a meeting, late for dinner with your significant other. If you wake up negative, you're going to be annoyed with everything all day. And there are a lot of factors, obviously, that play into how you wake up, right? Maybe you didn't get a good night's sleep. Maybe you didn't get enough sleep. Maybe you're dealing with a terrible loss, or you have a lot of stress built up, and it's affecting your every thought. So you wake up and your first thought is, why? But that's going to make your day a reflection of how you wake up. Most people will say or think that our day starts when the alarm clock goes off. I've come to the realization that our day actually starts when we go to sleep. And that's going to be a big thing that I tackle moving forward, is trying to get good sleep. Because yesterday I mentioned that a friend of mine had suggested I try to sleep propped up, and that I did, and it was probably the best night of sleep I have gotten at least in years. And yesterday was fantastic. I felt good. I wasn't very sore. My carpal tunnel didn't act up. It was just a good day. And that made me start thinking about how important not just getting sleep, but getting good sleep is. So there's another little nugget for you. Our day actually starts when we go to bed the previous night. Now, in regards to my thought from today, that our day is just a reflection of how we wake up, I started thinking about, what can we control about how we wake up, right? We can't really control our first thought, because if you're anything like me, when you first wake up, you're not fully aware of what's going on yet. You're just kind of like, oh God, and your brain, you're like falling out of that last dream that you had into reality, and we don't really have any control over what we dreamed about, what we were thinking, what we think when we first wake up. But like I said in a previous video, there are things we cannot control, but we can always control how we react to them. So, starting tomorrow, I think, when I wake up, if my first thought is a negative one, I'm going to catch it and flip it and come up with the positive, right? Turn that negative thought into a positive thought. And then I'm going to take it a step further and I'm going to immediately try to do something that makes me smile or laugh. This can be anything we want it to be. We could wake up and deal with our first uncontrollable thought, and then lay there for a minute and think about all the things in life that we appreciate, that we're grateful for, right? That would have to put you in a good mood from the jump, right? Or maybe you can lay there and think of something that you find extremely funny. Um, Maybe you can just start making weird noises and silly faces, which is probably what I will do. I'll wake up like, I can't believe I'm going to put that on the internet. Anyway, see, it made me smile. So I guess that's my whole thought for the day. When you first wake up, do something that's going to put you in a good mood. Do it immediately. Do it before you put your feet on the floor, if possible. If not, if the thing that's going to make you feel better requires your feet being on the floor, maybe that thing is getting up and doing some jumping jacks immediately, or getting up and turning on some music and doing a silly dance in your house. Just, I think that will have a huge impact on the way the rest of our day goes. So that's that. Now, at the end of the video, I used to do this at the beginning of the video, but I'm going to start doing it at the end of the video. I'm going to go over real quick how my challenges are going, any positives, negatives, struggles that I'm experiencing with them, real quick. This is not meant to be in depth, just kind of like a summary. Okay, so sun exposure challenge. I'm not entirely sure. I'm on day 12 or 13. I think it's day 13. And I have not missed a day. There were a couple of days I had to go out and just sit in the sun. But I do notice a marked difference in the way I feel, at least in the first hour or two after. It does make me feel better. It makes me feel more alive, and it just makes me feel like I'm accomplishing something, I guess, that I'm sticking to it. As far as like provable effects, I've got a very, very slight tan. You probably cannot even notice it, but it's just like, hey, I've got a little color in my face. It makes you look a little healthier, I guess. The other challenge that I'm currently on is my gallon of water per day challenge. And that one is going extremely well. I'm on day 9, and I just pack around a gallon jug of water with me and just drink on it throughout the day. I have noticed a significant amount of benefits from this, from skin health to just an overall feeling of wellness. It has significantly reduced how often that I'm hungry and how often that I just have cravings. So that's thumbs up. Actually, take my hands off the wheel unsafely for a second. I'll give that one 2 thumbs up. We'll keep doing that one in the future for sure. And yesterday, I kind of started like a mini challenge, just 7 days of trying to sleep propped up, because, I ranted and raved about how great I felt after the first experience, but I was concerned that I was only able to fall asleep because I was exhausted. I've never been able to sleep on my back. So I said, well, I will try it for 7 days. I'll give it a good day in court. So last night, I could not fall asleep. It was the same position that I'd slept in the night before. I changed nothing about it. I laid the exact same way, and I would fall into what I call extremely light sleep. Like every time a little noise happened, it would jostle me out of sleep. And that happens a lot because I have a cat, and she apparently doesn't like to do anything during the day, but turns into a little speed demon at night. And another issue that I noticed while laying there was that sometimes it was like my body just forgot to breathe. And I started thinking, is that sleep apnea? Do I have sleep apnea? Never had sleep apnea before. Um, but like, it wasn't a problem with my airway. Like when I was breathing, I breathed just fine. There was no obstructions that I could tell. Everything up here was fine. It wasn't that air was having trouble getting through. It was just that it felt like my body would just forget to breathe, and I'd have to wake up and breathe. So that's probably something I need to get checked out, because I really want to start getting good sleep. And the way my body felt after sleeping on its back propped up like that, that's the way I want to feel every day. And even while I was laying there struggling to sleep, I could tell the difference in the way I was laying. It felt better. My lower back wasn't bothering me. My ribs weren't hurting. My hands weren't doing the numb, tingly carpal tunnel thing that they do. And I went to bed at midnight, and a little after 5 a.m., I threw all of that propped up comforters and pillows off of my bed and went back to sleep the way that I always used to before. So I gave it a good solid 5 hours last night before I just gave up and went back to the old way. And I shouldn't have done that. I should have just went ahead and stuck it out, because even going back to the old way, I couldn't sleep. I fell asleep for maybe 35, 40 minutes, but then my hands and my lower back and my ribs, started aching, was sore. I couldn't get comfortable. My hands got tingly and started to ache. So I ended up not getting any sleep that way either. But yeah. So tonight, I'm hoping, because I said that I laid in bed all day yesterday, I'm hoping that just ruined my ability to sleep, because I feel like we do need to get up. We do need to move. We need to get exercise, some form or fashion. Like, you don't have to go run a marathon or do an Olympic weightlifting session, but just something other than laying there all day. So tonight, I'm going to set everything back up the way I had it, try to sleep propped up on my back again, and hopefully it works this time, because I really, really, really want to feel that good every day. All right, I'm going to call it here. Hey, my alarm just went off to tell me that I have talked for too long. I noticed that these videos were getting a little long, so I wanted to start trying to kind of temper myself, because nobody wants to sit there and watch some dude talk for 35, 40 minutes at a time, and I can ramble all day. So anyway, like always, everybody go out there, have a great day, and be good humans.